The Master Templar challenge is around for the week, and there's currently 4 to 5 days for you to do it in order to get the Time Lost Fatebringer, along with finishing the challenge itself. In this short video, I'm going to be giving you one of the best team loadouts that I found to be consistent with the encounter, along with a few tips in order to manage the oracles, boss DPS, and mobility of the relic holder. There are timestamps in the video, so if you're here for that, you can skip ahead to the loadouts. The only thing that I do recommend before you continue watching this video is that you're at least 1345 light level. Unless if you have a Fireteam member that can carry DPS, or Fireteam members that can carry DPS, or if you have Fireteam members that are at least 1355 light. The reason for this mainly is for survivability and overall DPS, which will matter for this encounter. However, if you're interested in a giveaway that is happening within my community, I am giving away a $20 gift card in Silver or Amazon to one lucky winner. This is my way of giving back to the community, along with promoting my social media for a larger audience. If you wanted to check that out along with my other videos, definitely go ahead and check the link in the description. Also, if you do like the content in general, I appreciate if you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications so that we can continue to reach out to a larger audience, along with letting me know that you enjoy this kind of content. For preparation, there's 3 things that I want to focus on, which include subclass builds, weapon loadouts, and weapon and armor mods. For subclasses, my Fireteam found that having one Invis Hunter or a Titan with high resilience would be best for running the relic around. From there, having one Bubble Titan, 3 Warlocks with Will of Radiance, and Lutefaction boots and a Stasis Warlock or Hunter was giving us the best mix of buffs and debuffs in order to maximize our DPS. If for some odd reason you can't have a Stasis Warlock or Hunter, I'd recommend the person to be an additional Titan bubble to have an additional 30 seconds of weapon and light buff at the minimum. For weapons, I highly recommend everyone in the Fireteam has a heavy linear, Arbalist or Lorentz, and a regular fusion rifle or sniper rifle. For heavy linears, I strongly recommend Threaded Needle, which is a linear fusion from the Season of the Chosen. This can be obtained at the helm by focusing Umbral engrams, or just a world drop in general. Now, if you can't equip Focusing Lens, or if you can't get your hands on this weapon at all, I'd then recommend Reach Regret, which is a weapon you can get from Trials engrams, especially if you have the materials to focus one Trials engram at Saint 14. There's also Corsair's Wrath, Tarantula, and even Sleeper Simulant, but Threaded Needle will allow you to proc Focusing Lens and a Well of Radiance. It's also one of 2 linears that can roll with Vorpal on it, the other being Reach Regret that doesn't proc Focusing Lens, which is a huge buff mod to your overall DPS. We'll talk about it more in the mod builds. Now, some people do try to use fusion rifles and 1K in order to melt the boss that way as well, but the main issue that I have with doing that is that it makes you more vulnerable to things like overshields and teammates walking in front of you that can splash the 1K damage and kill you. And fusions for this encounter specifically don't do as much as linears as long as you're accurate. There's also the option of having someone, if not 2 people, running Divinity with linear fusion rifles in a heavy slot in order to get an extra debuff. If you do this, make sure to wait with your linear until that Divinity bubble shows up. Otherwise, you won't get particle deconstruction to proc, which is huge for DPS phases. With preferred weapon loadouts out of the way, let's get into weapon and armor mods. Weapon mods are simple for this encounter. Just add boss spec or adeptic ones for the most DPS against the boss with your legendary weapons. For armor mods, I strongly recommend Protective Light, especially if you're under 1355 light. While doing boss DPS in your Well of Radiance, you can get killed from the boss aggro, so Protective Light mixed with the Well of Radiance will allow you to pick up an orb and have a backup healing option that could save your life while doing DPS. Along with taking charge that you need to put on something other than your class item in order to get charged with light to use Protective Light. Confusing, I know, but trust me, it works. If you're at least 1355 light, you can get away with high energy fire, which is the same weapon buff that you would get from Weapons of Light, which can be used if you only have one Titan bubble for this encounter. From there, you also want to put on double concussive dampener or concussive dampener with void resistance so you can tank more boss aggro. Now, for most Fireteams, you're also going to want ammo reserves in order to maximize your damage, since Templar and Master, as opposed to normal mode, involves a lot more overall DPS. Unfortunately, this is located in the same place as concussive dampener and void resistance, but there is a way to benefit from both reserves and these damage resist mods. Before you rally to the flag, switch to a different chest piece with double linear reserves on. When you rally, you get an extra few shots of linear ammo as expected. However, when you switch back to your main armor piece for the encounter with double resist mods, you keep that ammo, assuming you don't die until you use those 3 shots. This is great and easy to do, so definitely take advantage of this while it's a part of the game. Last, and definitely most important, make sure that you have particle deconstruction and focusing lens on your class item. These are the most important by far because it will increase your damage drastically. Both of these mods can be found in the last column of your seasonal artifacts. From there, the rest of the mods and everything that you want to use is really up to you, but I would recommend maximizing your resilience as much as possible since recovery, intellect doesn't really matter for this encounter in particular, and resilience is the main thing that is just keeping you alive in a boss aggro. Now, the only linear that doesn't benefit from this that we've talked about is Reed's Regret, so keep that in mind if you don't have any other linear doing this. With the prep out of the way, let's talk about the challenge. As far as the challenge goes, the encounter is the same except for the need to one-phase the boss. If you fail to one-phase, you lose the challenge. If you don't know how to do this challenge, I strongly recommend looking up other tutorial videos, but I will give a couple useful tips for the encounter. When breaking the oracles, you can shoot all the right side oracles and the back left one from the back right area here with your special linear or sniper rifle. Same goes for the oracles on the left and middle, from the left and middle back respectively. After taking care of oracles, everyone will gather to the back area here for DPS. The bubble will go just a step away from the stairs, and the Well of Radiance will go down on the edge against the wall. Putting both of these supers in these positions will keep the well and bubble from breaking to the boss aggro while giving everyone enough space to melt the boss. Whoever the stasis player is, they will either throw a Duskfield nade or a stasis turret at the boss in order to get focusing lens to proc for the damage phase. From here, it's pretty simple. Use your heavy before your special and melt away at the boss. While doing DPS, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. One of them is making sure that the relic runner is always free. From time to time, the relic holder will get stuck or detained while running around and blocking, so make sure that they are free and able to roam around. The other involves looking out for fanatics. If a fanatic gets close and it does mark you, it will eventually kill you while you are doing DPS. So definitely look out for those fanatics while you are doing DPS. Other than that, this covers one of the best strategies for this challenge this week. If you found this content useful, make sure to smash like, subscribe with notifications, and help me get noticed by Mr. Beast so he can put me in a challenge. Thanks.